So, of course, there are a lot of things you could tell us, but what are just a few pieces of advice you could share with parents right off the bat, parents with kids with special needs?
That's a great question. Yes, we're all have a lot we can say as educators about the advice we'd like to give if we had all the time in the world. But I think a couple things I could say is, first of all, just many of us take time to read books with our children, and just remember to incorporate some of those books about bodies and ourselves just into your everyday reading, that it doesn't have to be a big moment that you're like, okay, let's sit down and get that book about bodies, that this is a big deal. Just start training yourself that it's okay to read books about bodies in the middle of your living room, or that your grandma and grandpa could read books about the bodies, or aunt and uncle, whoever's caring for them that day. That this is just something we talk about in our family, and that bodies are just our bodies. We're going to learn about our elbows and our nose and our ears and our penis and our vulva. These are all things we're just going to talk about and take care of in our family. So yeah, incorporating just reading everyday material. And then also to model, model to your children things like consent. So by that, I mean, before giving your child a hug, just say, can I give you a hug? When we model to our children what we hope they someday are doing, they're seeing that in the natural everyday environment. The thing about sexuality education is that it's easy to think, oh, maybe someday at school or someone will just teach them a little bit of information and then it'll be fine. But the truth is, it's something we have to do all the time and in everyday environments. And that's especially true, I think, when it comes to a child with special needs. My oldest child, who is 14, is nonverbal, and in order for him to understand all this material, it needs to be a constant conversation, a constant modeling, a constant environmental cues for him to understand how to take care of his body and how to find privacy when he needs privacy. These are very complicated issues, but if we just incorporate them into our everyday approach, it's very doable. But then I also want to say, give yourself grace and know that it's okay if you didn't do it right every day and that you want to do it different tomorrow. I've done that. I have made mistakes when I parent. We all do. And if any of us have raised kids who maybe don't have special needs, and then we've also raised kids with special needs, we realize we all make mistakes with all of our kids, and we just try to evolve our parenting, and we try to do it different. We try to do it better the next time. And we're here to help, and we'll just keep plugging away at this complicated stuff. So, and just have a little fun.